First of all, just some basic questions that we deal with up here. Some of the questions we're going to deal with are going to be vocabulary. Is it possible to add these two matrices together? Or subtract them? So they're the same size. Now, they didn't give you a you can't do this, so you know that there's an answer to this. But notice you're just expected to fill in the cells. Not a problem. Second question, now they ask us an intermediate question. Can we add these together? Yes. And if we do add them, do we know what's going to happen? We should, right? Okay, so is this a yes answer to this? Yes. Okay. Now, they gave us the format. So we know it's going to be a 2 by 2. All we got to do is put them in the right cells, right? Not going to do that because I've got to get to that tool that I have to show you. No second part to this problem. All they want to know is, can we add these two values together? And if so, which one of these is the correct result? Can these be added together? Then the operation is not defined. It's as simple as that. If you add these two matrices together, is this the matrix you get as a result? No. Vocabulary question. Here we go. Can these two matrices be added together? Yes, they can. That's a 2 by 1 added to 2 by 1. So they are going to ask you now, and notice they didn't give you a matrix. The previous exercises gave you the matrix with the cells already filled. You had to just fill in the blanks here. Now you've got to declare the size of the matrix. New tool. Matrix tool. You have to tell the calculator that your answer is a matrix. And the first thing it's going to do is the same thing that your calculator asked you to do. What's the size of your result going to be? How many rows will it have? 2. How many columns will it have? So rows and columns can be typed, or you can use the arrow keys to make them more or less. If you don't need to change it, just go to the next one. But down here, I need 1 column. Decrease the number of columns. Or increase the number of columns. See how it gives you kind of the same template the calculator gave you? Same kind of thing. This is not where you type your answer. This is just declaring what the size of the matrix is, and it gives you the matrix over here. There's also an icon underneath here. If you make a mistake, you can fix your mistake over here without having to scratch out and start over again the problem. But set it up right to begin with. So when I said you need to know what the size of the results are going to be, that's because you have to declare the size of the matrix of the problem. Now in this particular case, this one is all or nothing. The previous ones where the matrix was there and you had 4 cells to fill in, you got a point for each cell. So if you missed 1 cell, you got 3 points. But here, it's either all right or it's not right at all. So again, reasons why we would show things in the calculator. So there it shows you an addition step here, but the latter part of the problems are multiplication steps. About a third of the exercises are vocabulary type questions. Some of them are simple, yes, you can add it, no, you can't add it. So that one I'm not even going to try and finish out of there, but I want to jump out a little bit farther for a second. Because here, all those are giving you matrices. The problem, that's giving you a matrix to the problem. That's an application problem with matrices. That's an application-based problem. There's an application-based problem. Now, when I was talking about multiplication in here, 4 by 3 is being multiplied by 3 by 5. Can it be done? If the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix, the multiplication problem can be done. Yes, this can be done, but that's not what they ask you to do. They ask you which. They ask you what the size of your result's going to be. So what size of result are we going to have? 4 by 5. The inside values have to be equal, but the outside values dictate what the size of the matrix is going to be, and they don't ask you to actually do the multiplication problem. So they're giving you some vocabulary concepts about what to look for. What I stressed, the work, none of these in here expect you to do it by hand. Workbook page 1, workbook page 2, which are due next Wednesday, because we didn't talk about matrices at this particular point in time, so those will be due next Wednesday. I'll remind you about that on Monday. Those are going to ask you to actually do the multiplication problems by hand. On the test, the question will say, we want to see the work by hand, in which case on your test paper, you'll include it by hand. So I've given you enough to be able to get through this. This isn't due until Monday, but you have enough to be able to keep yourself well busy if you have been neglecting your stuff for a couple of days, because you've got systems by hand tonight, augmented matrices tonight, cumulative quiz 2 tonight, quiz tomorrow night, and then matrix operations. So if you run out of things to do, you got stuff to do. Okay? Some of you I'll see on Friday.